The Future Is Rosie is my memoir. It begins with Rosie's childhood. Rosie was a happy, talented young performer at our performing arts school. And when she suddenly became ill, and it charts the progress of her illness as it escalated. She had several months in hospital. And after several months, she very tragically died. We set up Rosie's Rainbow Fund to provide music therapy because Rosie had been a very musical little girl. So we decided to implement music therapy in 3 hospitals. We'd also look after parents because when I was in hospital with Rosie, there was no support for parents like me. And we offered bereavement support for parents as well. Obviously, the impact of Rosie's death didn't just affect me, it affected my husband and it affected our older daughter, Ellie, who had been very, very close to Rosie. She was 14 and she was without her little soulmate, really. And our house was quiet. There was just like nothing happening apart from her playing sad songs on the piano. It was a very, very lonely place to be. And that's kind of what led me to decide to have another child, because I thought, although I can't replace Rosie at any time ever, I could bring sort of life back into the house in some way, although it would be different. So I went on a 5-year journey with IVF, resulting when I was very, very old, age 54, with the birth of my son, Dominic. The decision to have my son was absolutely not to be a replacement for the daughter that I'd lost. You could never replace a daughter that was so loved as Rosie, and we never intended that another child would replace, but our son brought us so much happiness, and he is absolutely an entity on his own, and he's wonderful, and we couldn't love him more. We've never regretted one single day of it. Going through the 5-year journey with IVF was not an easy journey, and of course it placed a huge amount of stress on our marriage. It was an absolute roller coaster of a journey, and thankfully it did end up with the birth of my son, but it also placed an enormous stress on the relationship between myself and my husband, and unfortunately we didn't make it. We were one of the many couples that didn't make it after the death of a child. There is actually quite a high percentage of couples that don't. And we got divorced. And shortly afterwards, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So there was another story and another chapter in my book, or several chapters, where I described the whole breast cancer journey, which took a year to 2 years. It was very traumatic. In fact, the whole of my life had been a sort of a journey of ups and downs, and this was a down. And yeah, it was a difficult time, and it's all charted in my memoir. I was thrilled to bits when I was entered for the People's Book Prize. It's such a prestigious award. It's all down to people votes. So I was absolutely staggered when I received the news that I'd won the People's Book Prize, Bainbridge Award for First Time Author. I thank all the people who voted for me. Thank you to my publisher for being so wonderful, Alliance Publishing Press, and just thank you, because it's literally changed my life. Thank you.